Okay, so you're thinking about hiring a Yi developer.
And you're not alone.
Right. It's like everyone's whispering about Yi these days.
Yeah.
But before we jump into the deep end of the coding pool here,
Right.
let's unpack the why behind the buzz.
Hi, I'm Jim Sugars, and this is the Perfect Developers Deep Dive, the show that talks about how to find the perfect developer. If you're looking for a way to quickly and easily find the best developer for you, your budget, your team, your project, and your business, then welcome aboard. You're in the right place. Whether you're just getting started or you've been in the game for decades, we're going to be giving you the tools, strategies, systems, techniques, and just a little bit of the old school about what you can do right now to have more fun, more impact, more time, and more money by hiring smarter, not harder. But before we get started today, I want to make sure you've taken the opportunity to get our incredibly popular, entirely free, very useful little playbook. The 5 questions you need to find the perfect developer now. It's simple, fast, effective, and 100% free. Try it now at theperfectdeveloper.com.
Yeah, what's fascinating is how Yi answers this big need in web development, and that is pure speed.
Okay.
You think about all those sites that you use,
Right.
where they just feel snappy,
Yeah.
even when they're handling tons of information.
Mm-hmm.
That's the kind of performance that Yi is built for.
So if I'm building, say, an e-commerce site,
Yeah.
Yi is like that extra shot of espresso that keeps things running smoothly, even during a massive sale.
Precisely. One way it achieves this is through something called caching.
Okay.
And you can imagine caching as if you're storing
Okay.
those frequently used pieces of data in a super accessible spot.
Okay.
So instead of your site having to go and search for the same data over and over again,
Right.
it's right there, ready to go.
Yeah, that makes total sense. Right?
Right.
So for my e-commerce store, that means customers won't get frustrated by slow loading times when they're trying to check out quickly.
Exactly. And we can't forget, security
Right.
in today's world is paramount.
For sure.
I mean, you're essentially handing over,
Right.
the keys to your digital kingdom to somebody.
Yeah.
So you want to be sure that they're security minded
Totally.
from day one.
Okay, so speed and security, got it.
Yeah.
Our listeners are smart folks.
Okay.
They've heard the hype.
Yeah.
Give us something specific
Sure.
about Yi that makes it stand out.
One word. MVC.
Okay.
Model View Controller.
Okay.
It's the architectural backbone of Yi.
Okay.
And you can think about this, you wouldn't want your plumber to just start randomly connecting pipes
Right.
without a plan.
Yeah. Chaos in the code is a recipe for disaster down the line, I would imagine.
Exactly. MVC provides that structure,
Okay.
makes your code organized, easier to maintain and scalable. And when you're looking at the long-term success of your website,
Right.
those are critical factors to consider.
So when I'm talking to potential Yi developers, how do I even know if they're good at this whole MVC thing?
Yeah, that's where doing a deep dive into their portfolio is so important.
Okay.
Platforms like GitHub are amazing for this because you can actually see how they structure their projects,
Oh.
how clean their code is,
Right.
whether they're really leveraging MVC to its full potential.
It's like peeking behind the curtain to see how the magic happens.
I like that.
Now, we've talked about what makes Yi pick,
Okay,
but let's get to the heart of it.
sure.
What exactly are the must-have skills I should look for in a Yi developer?
Well, obviously a deep understanding of PHP.
Okay.
The language that Yi is built on is non-negotiable,
Right.
but it goes beyond just knowing the language.
Okay.
It's about understanding Yi's unique features
Mm-hmm.
and how to use them to solve real-world problems.
So it's not just about writing code.
Yeah,
It's about writing smart code.
exactly.
That takes advantage of everything Yi brings to the table.
You got to think of it this way.
Okay.
Anyone can learn to use a hammer,
Right.
but a skilled craftsperson understands the nuances of each tool and how to achieve different finishes and effects.
So it sounds like I need to look for a Yi developer who's also a bit of an artist then.
In a way, yes.
Okay.
They need that blend of technical expertise
Right.
and creative problem solving.
Okay.
When you're interviewing these potential candidates,
Yeah.
look for those yes it is moments,
Fair
those
enough.
sparks of insight.
Mhm.
When they see that elegant solution, that goes beyond just slapping a Band-Aid on the problem.
Right. Got it.
And here's where it gets really interesting. Yi has this really powerful routing system
Yeah.
that is so essential for building these complex applications.
Okay.
So let's say you want to create a multi-step checkout process for
Right.
your e-commerce site.
Mm.
Something that feels really intuitive for the user. But on the back end, there's a lot of logic that has to go into that.
Right.
Yee's routing allows you to manage all those different pages
Okay.
and interactions cleanly and efficiently.
So instead of having this tangled mess of code, it's more like a well-organized filing system
Exactly.
where everything has its place.
Exactly. And that's actually a great question to ask.
Okay.
When you are evaluating these developers,
Okay.
ask them about their experience with Yee's routing.
Okay.
Have they built complex applications with it?
Okay.
Can they explain it in a way
Right.
that makes sense to somebody, even if you're not a coding whiz?
So I'm listening for both the technical chops, but then also that ability to communicate clearly.
Yes.
Got it.
Communication is key.
But finding the right Yee developer is only half the battle, right?
Right.
What about actually working with them effectively?
You're hitting on a really crucial point here.
Okay.
Technical skills are essential,
Right.
but soft skills can truly make or break a project.
And by soft skills, we're talking like communication, collaboration, that kind of thing.
Precisely. You want somebody who can not only write elegant code,
Right.
but also explain their thought process.
Yeah.
Work well within a team. Be receptive to feedback.
Okay. So how do I sniff out these soft skills
Yeah.
during the hiring process?
Yeah.
Is it all about like reading between the lines on a resume?
Resumes can be helpful,
Yeah.
but they only tell part of the story.
Sure.
This is where behavioral interview questions are so critical.
Okay.
Don't be afraid to get specific.
Okay.
Ask them about a time they faced a challenging coding problem.
Right.
How they approached it.
So instead of just being like, tell me about a time you failed,
Yeah.
it's more like, walk me through your debugging process when you encountered this very specific YI-related challenge.
You nailed it.
Okay.
You want to understand their problem-solving skills, their ability to collaborate under pressure, and how they handle setbacks.
Right.
These insights can be far more valuable than any technical skills
Yeah.
listed on their resume.
This is making me realize that hiring a developer is a lot like dating.
Okay.
You're looking for a good fit on multiple levels, not just checking off a list of requirements.
There's definitely an element of finding that right connection.
Right. And speaking of connections,
Okay.
let's talk contracts.
Okay.
Once you've found your Yee master, how do you make sure everyone is on the same page legally speaking?
I love it. Because nothing sours a budding professional relationship,
Right.
like a contract dispute.
Exactly.
So having a well-drafted contract is absolutely essential.
Okay.
It protects both you and the developer.
So what are the non-negotiables, the must-haves in any contract with a Yee developer?
First and foremost, you need crystal clear expectations about the project scope.
Okay.
What exactly are they building?
Mm-hmm.
What features are included?
Right.
This prevents something called scope creep,
Right.
where the project just keeps expanding and expanding.
Right. It's like setting those boundaries early on.
Exactly.
So that you know what's on the menu and what's not.
Precisely. And then, of course, you have your timeline,
Right.
your payment terms.
Right.
Are you working on an hourly rate,
Mm-hmm.
a fixed bid?
Right. Get it all in writing.
Get it all in writing, yes.
So no more awkward, how much is this going to cost me conversation like 6 months down the line?
Ideally, no.
Yeah.
And don't forget about intellectual property rights.
Yeah.
Who owns the code once it's written?
Right.
How will future updates or modifications be handled? These are really crucial details to iron out up front.
Yeah, it's like you're creating this roadmap for a successful journey together.
I love that.
But even with the best laid plans, things can go wrong.
Right.
What about quality control?
Sure.
How do I make sure that my Yee project is actually, good?
Excellent question. Quality assurance should be baked into every step of the development process,
Okay.
not just an afterthought.
So no more just crossing my fingers and hoping for the best
Hopefully not.
when they hand me over the final product.
Yeah, when you're talking to these developers, ask them about their testing process.
Okay.
How do they ensure that their code is clean, efficient, bug-free? Do they use automated testing tools?
Okay.
Do they have a structured code review process?
So I'm looking for a developer who's not just concerned with getting the job done, but getting it done right.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to ask for regular demos
Okay.
or progress reports
Okay.
throughout the development cycle.
Gotcha.
It keeps everybody on the same page.
Right.
And it allows you to catch any potential issues early on.
It's all about communication transparency, building that foundation of trust from day one.
Yes.
But let's fast forward a bit.
Okay.
My amazing Yee application is built.
Okay.
It's launched.
Yeah.
It's making waves.
Amazing.
That's it, right?
But
Time to bid farewell to my developer
not so fast.
and just bask in the glory of my digital success.
Launching your application is a huge milestone,
Okay.
but it's not the finish line.
Okay.
Think of it more like graduating from coding kindergarten.
Okay, so there's still a whole lot of learning and growing to be done.
Precisely.
Okay.
Websites are a lot like gardens.
Uh-huh.
They need that ongoing care
Okay.
and attention to truly thrive.
So it's more of a long-term relationship
I like that.
than a one-night stand.
Yes. And just like with any good relationship,
Right.
communication is key before you even sign that contract.
Yeah.
Discuss long-term support and maintenance options.
Okay.
Do they offer ongoing support packages?
Gotcha.
What's their process for handling bug reports
Mhm.
or feature requests?
This is making me realize that finding the right Yi developer is really about finding the right partner.
Yes.
Someone who understands my vision,
Yes.
who I can communicate with effectively,
Yeah.
and who's invested in my project's long-term success.
100%.
But before we get too sentimental here,
Okay.
let's address the elephant in the room.
Okay.
It all sounds fantastic,
Yeah.
but hiring a skilled Yi developer can't be cheap, right? Give it to me straight. What am I looking at cost-wise?
It's an investment,
Okay.
not a quick DIY project.
Okay.
But here's the good news.
Okay.
Yi's efficiency can actually translate into cost savings in the long run.
Wait, hold up.
Okay.
How does that work? Explain it to me like I'm 5.
Okay.
How does Yi save me money?
Remember how we talked about how Yi is built for speed?
Yes.
That means that your developer can often build your application faster
Okay.
and more efficiently
Mhm.
than with some other frameworks.
Gotcha.
And time, as they say, is money.
Time is money. That's right. So
Mhm.
Yi's efficiency is like getting more miles per gallon out of my code,
Right.
which is always a good thing.
Yeah.
But I imagine there's still other costs to consider.
Absolutely. Just like with any big project, there are going to be a few key factors
Yeah.
that are going to influence that overall price tag.
Hit me with the big ones. What should I be prepared for?
Well, location plays a huge role,
Okay.
just like in real estate. A Yi developer in Silicon Valley
Right.
is going to command a much higher rate
Right.
than somebody, say, in Eastern Europe or Southeast Asia.
So it's kind of a balancing act between like finding a bargain,
Right.
but then also making sure I'm not sacrificing quality for a lower price.
Exactly. Sometimes it's worth investing a little bit more upfront
Right.
to get that highly skilled developer
Okay.
because that's going to potentially save you headaches and costly revisions down the road.
That makes sense. So location is a factor. What else?
The complexity of your project is another big one.
Okay.
Are we talking a simple brochure-style website,
Right.
or are we talking something more like a feature-rich web application
Okay.
with user accounts, payment integrations, the whole shebang?
The more bells and whistles, the higher the cost, I'm guessing.
That's the general idea.
Okay.
It's so crucial to have a really clear idea of what you want to build
Right.
before you even start talking to developers.
Right.
That way they can give you a much more accurate estimate.
No more of those nasty surprises when that invoice arrives.
Exactly.
Okay.
And while we're on the topic of invoices,
Yeah.
let's talk about pricing models for a second.
Okay.
Do you want to pay an hourly rate,
Mm-hmm.
or would you prefer a fixed bid for the entire project?
Ooh, good question. Is there a right or wrong answer there?
It really depends on your comfort level
Okay.
and the nature of your project.
Like-
A fixed bid
Yeah,
gives you that predictability.
right. You know exactly what you're paying up front.
Exactly.
Okay.
But if you think that your project requirements are likely to change midstream,
Right.
hourly might give you a little bit more flexibility.
It's all about finding that balance between predictability and flexibility, I suppose.
Yes,
But whatever we choose, get it in writing.
absolutely. Get it in writing.
Right.
Speaking of writing, are you ready for a little rapid fire round?
Hit me with them. I'm all ears.
All right, so imagine you're face-to-face with a potential Yi recruit.
Okay.
What's the one question that you think is really going to help you separate the coding ninjas from the script kiddies?
That is a tough one.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with, could you walk me through how Yi's error handling works
Okay.
and why that matters for building a reliable application?
Wow, that is a good one.
Yeah.
You're really getting into the nitty-gritty of Yi's architecture there.
Yeah.
That shows a developer that you are serious about quality
Right.
and you understand the framework strengths.
Got to stay one step ahead.
Exactly. All right, your turn.
Okay.
Give me another question that our listeners should be armed with.
Okay, how about this one? What's your preferred method for testing Yi applications and why?
Ooh, That's a good one.
Yeah.
Because, again, it's not just about the technical knowledge. It
Right.
shows how much they prioritize
Right.
building robust, bug-free software.
Right, because a beautifully designed website is useless if it crashes every 5 minutes.
Precisely.
Right.
One last one for you.
Okay, bring it on.
Okay, so imagine you've got two equally skilled developers. Okay.
But one has way more experience specifically with Yi.
Right.
Do you go with the experience,
Hmm.
or is it okay to give the newbie a shot?
That is a tough one. I think it really depends on the project.
Yeah.
But in general, I would probably lean towards experience.
Sure.
Especially if I'm on like a tight deadline.
Yeah, that's always the trade-off.
Right.
Sometimes that developer with that Yi experience might cost a little bit more up front,
Sure.
but they're going to be more efficient.
Right.
They're going to be able to deliver that high-quality product faster.
It's like anything else in life. You get what you pay for.
Exactly.
Well, this has been incredibly insightful.
It's been fun.
But let's be real, even after this crash course in all things Yi,
Yeah.
some of our listeners might feel a little overwhelmed. Where can they turn for a little extra guidance?
Don't worry, we've got you covered.
Yeah.
Remember that resource we mentioned earlier?
Yes.
The Perfect Developer?
Yes.
They specialize in connecting businesses with this top-tier Yi talent. It's like a matchmaking service, but for code.
Exactly. And they have this great,
Okay.
quick little 5-question quiz
Okay.
on their website
Okay.
that can really help point you in the right direction.
So no more endless scrolling through resumes
Yeah.
or trying to decipher technical jargon on my own.
No more feeling lost in the code verse.
I like that to all our listeners out there. If you're ready to take the plunge,
Yes.
bring your web development dreams to life with Yi.
Do it.
Head over to theperfectdeveloper.com and try the 5 questions. Now, it might just be the smartest click you make all week.
It just might be.
Until next time, happy coding.
Happy code.